What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here with another new look rebuild, and today we got an AFC team. And once again, just like yesterday, for no particular reason, we're doing the Jets today. Actually, I was just wearing a green shirt today, so that's why I was like, you know what? I want to match with the video I'm doing today like I usually do. That's kind of why I chose to do the Jets today. But again, comment down below the next team you guys want to see. I'm actually recording this before the Bears one went live, so I didn't actually get to see your comments yet, which is why I'm just doing a random one. With that all being said, let's just jump in and do a new look New York Jets rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 10,000 subs, and YouTube informs me that 90 or 85% of you watching this video aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall into that, make sure to change that as we're on the road to 10,000 subs. So here is what it's looking like for the Jets. We got Justin Fields, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, we got Garrett Wilson. Obviously, when it comes to their draft picks, obviously Fields is a new addition at quarterback. When it comes to their draft picks, Mason Taylor was their second, Membu was their first rounder, and then they have a corner who was a third rounder as well. Just like in yesterday's video when I told you guys that the draft class, or I guess the roster creator, only has the first three round picks, unfortunately, in right now. So the 4th through 7th are not available on this roster just yet, but that will come in due time if I had to guess. Link, I guess not a link, but the title of this roster is down in the description below if you're looking for it, and do your best on searching it. I had a hard time finding it, but I think I quoted down below what I searched to find it. But yeah, so Membu, Mason Taylor. Now, I didn't realize how bad the Jets wide receivers were outside of Garrett Wilson. It's not great. Defensively, we have Jermaine Johnson, Quentin Williams, Noddy, Will McDonald. You have Sauce Gardner, Brandon Stevens, and then, as I mentioned, Thomas was their third rounder. So we're going to go ahead and simulate year number 1. I'm not going to touch anything. We're just going to simply see how this team does. In previous videos, I've committed to Justin Fields. In this one, we probably won't commit to him. If he does bad, we move on and draft a quarterback or something. So I guess it just kind of depends on how he does. Also, just like I said in yesterday's video, for the rest of these rebuilds, I'm giving every single first round pick superstar dev, second and third rounder star dev, which is why I've given Taylor and Thomas star dev and Membu superstar dev. So the one thing we don't have to worry about is our left tackle and right tackle. We got a couple young studs there, which is nice. But let's go ahead and wait to the end of year 1. I've done enough yapping. Let's just see if the Jets make the playoffs under Justin Fields. We'll see. Wow, what a brutal record. 2-15 is our record under Aaron Glenn for his first season coaching. Not really what I expected. I thought it'd be at least better than that, but 2-15 guarantees us a quarterback, so I guess I can't be too mad. We'll be drafting whatever top quarterback we can get in this upcoming draft class, because clearly Fields is not the answer if he was the issue, which I don't know if he was. We'll have to look at it, so I can't just assume it was his fault. But 2-15 is not great, obviously. Let's go take a look at the stats to see how things went. So offensively, we're 27th in the NFL, so not good. And then defensively, I assume we weren't good on this side, 32nd. So both sides of the ball were absolutely nasty, and Fields threw for 18 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. It's safe to say that we probably won't be rolling forward with Justin Fields. Breece Hall, 978 yards and 8 touchdowns. You had 700 yards from Reynolds, and then Garrett Wilson, once again, just having very inconsistent quarterback play. So we got to change that. We got to get Garrett Wilson an actual quarterback, and we'd probably be able to with a 2-15 record. I can only assume that probably secured us the #1 overall pick if I had to guess. So that'll be good. So let's go ahead and get to the re-signing stage, because nothing looks really good based off how year 1 went. So let's see who needs to be re-signed. All right. So we have Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, which 5th-year options that we'll both accept, obviously, on both these guys. 97 overall corner at 25, and Garrett Wilson, yes. Jermaine Johnson, who just had a really good year for us, 8 sacks. So I'm going to accept that as well. Cisco, 25 years old. I didn't realize Cisco was this young. Sign me up for this as well. Only 25, so he'll stick around, which is nice. Okay. We have Tony Adams, who's also relatively young at that free safety spot. So 26. Even if these two don't start, they're still great players to have off your bench. Jamin Davis, former Commander, and that's going to be about it. I don't think I'm going to worry about re-signing Derek Noddy or Jamin Davis. So let's go to free agency period 1, shall we? Yesterday wasn't great, period 1, so I assume it won't be very good this time either. Let's take a look to see what we got going on as far as our roster, dev traits, and all that. So offensive line, I think, is serviceable, that we can rock with it. And then we definitely need another weapon outside of Garrett Wilson too. That should definitely help. So wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3 for that matter. So I think we need 2 wide receivers. I'm still cool with Taylor running tight end, and then you have Rucker backing him up. Still like Breece Hall and Braylon Allen as well. Defensively, could improve on this side of the ball as well. Could use another linebacker, a D tackle with Derek Nottie gone. Corner, I do want to see Thomas step up. And yeah, we got Michael Carter still. So corner, we probably won't worry about. And technically, we have safety starters. But, you know, if there's a safety to sign or draft, we won't, you know, we won't shoo it away. We'll be open to the idea. So let's go ahead and jump into free agency and see what I can sign. So I'll not lie to you guys, this free agency class is very underwhelming, which sucks because we have a ton of cap space to work with, but there just isn't anything that special out here, which does disappoint me, obviously. So the one weapon we've offered on is Rondale Moore. I did try for Marquise Brown as well, but we're not even close to, you know, being considered for him. So unfortunately, it's just not a good free agency class. So at least see if we can get a D tackle here. So we have Tart, who's only 28 years old. So I guess he would be a starter at the least this season. So I'm going to give Tart a 2-year deal as well. Only offer there, so we should be able to land him. But outside of that, like I said, it's not a great class by any means. I think I might still try to sign a linebacker here. So, I mean, again, not great options, but Nate Landman, is there anybody here that's interesting? Not really. So I could sign Bobby Wagner as well, but he's only going to be a 1-year stopgap. Wow, Campbell, who got waived, or is this Jihad? This is Jihad Campbell from the Eagles. No reason why he's here. Should I be signing? I probably shouldn't. That's very unrealistic that he would even be here. I love how I glossed over him a couple times though. But yeah, he obviously shouldn't be in free agency. That's just ridiculous. But I won't take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and just sign Nate Landman to a deal, I guess. Gives us a starter there, and maybe we draft one still. So that will be our free agency, even though there's nothing special to brag about here. So let's see if we get Rondale Moore, who is... No, he didn't even choose us. So we need to get freaking Rondale Moore in free agency. There's D-Hop. There's Elijah Moore, who once played for the Jets. So I'm going to bring in Elijah Moore and try to get a reunion with him. He's still only 25 years old. Actually still a free agent in real life, too, which is kind of shocking. Because him being only 25 is a good player. He just never really had consistent quarterback play ever in his career. We're going to bring him in, and he is going to be hopefully the slot wide receiver. Let's go ahead, jump into the draft. Obviously, with the #1 overall pick, we'll be taking a quarterback. I assume I have the #1 pick, and then we'll obviously maybe try to land another wide receiver as well. So before we jump in the draft, I went ahead and researched the Jets 2026 draft picks. I have discovered they do not have a 3rd round pick because of the Hassan Reddick trade, so we're down a pick, which is obviously very disappointing because we could use it. All right, so here's what we're looking like before we jump into the draft. So Elijah Moore was a nice addition. Still need to draft a quarterback, which we will be doing, and then we need another wide receiver. And then defensively, we signed Landman, which is nice. And honestly, wide receivers and quarterback to me is the main thing we need to worry about. I would love to add defense as well, but probably don't have the luxury of looking into it too much. But I guess we'll just kind of see how the draft board falls, obviously. So I also didn't even notice if we have the 1st overall pick or not. I wasn't even paying attention. We do. So we have the 1st overall pick. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to do here with the 1st overall selection. So we have DJ Parker, Drew Aller, Folk, and then Caleb Downs. So is Drew Aller really the quarterback to be taking round pick? I don't know. I really don't know. I know Nico's been that guy. I know Garrett Nussmeier's been that guy. Where is Nico, by the way? Is he not even in this draft class? I don't even unless if I've just glossed over him a few times, but I guess he's not even in this draft class. Maybe, I don't know. Well, we don't have the luxury of taking Nico, so we got to take Garrett Nussmeier or we have to take Drew Aller. So which one do we want? Or we could take one of these other two as well, but it looks like Drew Aller and Garrett Nussmeier are the guys to take. So we can take the LSU quarterback, and he's looking pretty good, honestly, to look at all those ratings. So Nussmeier or Drew Aller. So Aller looks pretty good. Strength elite, speed solid. Which one would we rather have? I mean, they both look pretty good is the thing. This is a tough decision. Cade Klubnik as well, he got from Clemson. I thought Nico was in this class, but I guess he's not. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and land on Garrett Nussmeier though. Although Drew Aller being 6'5", I'm gonna take Drew Aller. I don't know if I'm gonna like this selection, but Drew Aller is gonna be the brand new quarterback for the Jets. Is he #1 overall pick worthy? I have no clue, to be honest with you, but he is a #1 overall pick. He doesn't feel like he is, but in this draft class, it looks like they have him pretty highly rated. So he was only 47 in true value, but again, a quarterback that we still needed nonetheless. So I said I want to get a wide receiver. So let's see if we can pull that off. So we got Jermaine Bernard out of Alabama. We have Harbor out of South Carolina. You have Eugene Wilson. So look at the Alabama wide receiver first. B catching, B deep route, A release. Speed is good, but let's take a look to see if we have any elite speed wide receivers, because that could be useful. So Eugene Wilson, Colonel Tate out of Ohio State as well is still sitting here. C catching speed is good, so no elite speed. Eugene Wilson out of Florida, 5'10". C catching speed is great. Okay. And then Anderson out of LSU. So if we would have taken off, I guess, Garrett Nussmeier, we could pair him with his LSU wide receiver, but probably wouldn't have taken him anyway. So far, I'm settled on, or I guess it was Bernard, but let me keep looking. DeAndre Moore out of Texas. Looking for the elite speed wide receiver. I guess, isn't there a way I can sort speed maybe? Awareness, catching traffic. Maybe I should just do it like this. That would probably save me some time. Maybe you can't do speed. Or attributes, physicals. No, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So we're running out of time though, so we got to make a decision. Let me look at one more wide receiver. So we have Burks, or we have an Oregon wide receiver. And then there's Deuce Robinson, a release, a Deuce Robinson speed decent. Okay, I think I'm settling on the Alabama wide receiver. So I'm taking Jeremy Bernard to be the wide receiver to pair with our quarterback. So he'll be 56 true value, driving 33, 92 speed, hidden depth. So that will be our wide receiver pick to put him opposite of Garrett Wilson, and that is going to be our draft. So I will see you guys with a lineup going into year 2. New quarterback, new wide receiver. So hopefully our offense will be much better than it was last year because Fields was not good enough. So Drew Aller is the new quarterback for the Jets. So this will be interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year 2. And I just discovered that Nico is in the next draft class, not this one. I could have swore he used to be in the other one. But let's go ahead and take a look. So Drew Aller is a 75 overall. Fields is technically better than him, but we're also going to give Drew Aller the keys to this. We're also going to throw Bernard at wide receiver 2, opposite of Garrett Wilson, and Elijah Moore will play that slot role. So now, got Taylor, Bernard, Drew Aller, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. So we only can hope our offense is going to improve with new quarterback and a new wide receiver, but we'll see. Defensively, we didn't change much on the defense. Really didn't have the option to do so. But the one thing we can do is we can look at the offensive playbooks we're running. So, or I guess the playbooks we're running. So, we're going to leave this base 4-3, obviously. Offensive scheme will go to a spread. And then I was running, which I didn't mean to run, or sorry, I moved Denver's playbook to Detroit's because of Aaron Glenn. But I think we'll go back to New York Jets playbook. And then offensively, I kind of want to run something different here. I'm going to go with Zach Taylor's playbook because I want to see if Garrett Wilson and Drew Aller can form a connection this season because we could really use it. So I need Drew Aller to ball out to be our new quarterback. And then our slot wide receiver, they don't even have Elijah Moore here, which I'm quite surprised by. But I definitely do not want it to be Lazard. So I'm going to fix that. And we should be good going into year number, I guess, year 2. So slot wide receiver is going to be Elijah Moore, who's better than everybody here. So we'll give Elijah Moore that role. And boom. So let's see if year number 1 or year number 2 goes any better than year 1, because year 1 was really bad. So let's see if we can be better than 2-15. Your boy can only hope. Literally had the exact same record. That's actually insane. 2-15 once again. That's actually crazy. So we have to go look to see what went wrong. I did not expect to literally repeat 2-15 twice in a row. Not what I anticipated at all. That's actually wild. Okay. Hopefully a better free agency class will be upon us because obviously last year's free agency was horrible, so we were barely able to add anything there. And then the draft, we only added a quarterback on wide receiver. I don't know, man. Literally, that sucks. So let's see what went wrong again. 2-15 twice in a row is brutal stuff. So offensively, we're better, 25th in the NFL. Defensively, we must still just be really bad. Yeah, defense has just been horrible throughout the video so far. 8 touchdowns, 755 yards from Breece Hall. Bernard, Garrett Wilson, I mean, it looks like the offense got involved. So I don't think the offense wasn't good, don't get me wrong, but I can't say it was confidently the offense's fault that we were so bad. It clearly is a defensive problem too, but the offense could be better than just 25th. Well, don't get me wrong, but damn, man, I did not expect to go 2-15 twice in a row. The one thing we do have though is we don't have to spend the #1 overall pick on a quarterback if we if we plan on sticking with Drew Aller. Now we'll have the luxury of, drafting Arch Manning if we wanted to, which isn't the worst idea in the world, and I should still consider it, but we'll see. We'll just kind of see what's available on the board. So we got 10 players to negotiate with. So it's going to be Breece Hall, Elijah Vera Tucker, Will McDonald, Quincy Williams, Fields, which we'll let Fields go. But there's quite a few free agents we'll sign here. So Breece Hall, although he hasn't brought anything he hasn't been great by any means, I'm still going to bring him in. Vera Tucker, who is our offensive guard, so only 27. So yes. And then we have Will McDonald, which is a fifth-year option, which I'm going to go and accept. And Quincy Williams, only 30 and a superstar dev. Sign me up for that. He will stick around. And then last but not least, Simpson, only 29. So I'd like to keep this offensive line intact because it's good enough. But Simpson says no to us. That's fine. Okay, so let's jump into free agency and see if it's a better free agency class, upon us. And we have to hope it is because, damn, we need it right now. So it is a little bit of a better free agency class, but not by much. And there's one offer I've made so far, and it's on Leo Chenal, who would actually be a perfect fit for what we need right now. We have nobody at this linebacker spot. He'd be perfect. 25 years old. Now, the Bengals are in on him too, but I am willing to just absolutely overpay for this guy's services because, like I said, we really could use him right now in the worst way possible. So I'm going to give him a gigantic contract and should put us in the lead to get him. Jameson Williams is interesting because we do have wide receiver options, but Jameson Williams is still a damn good wide receiver that I can't pass on if we can land him. So don't know if we'll be able to land him though, Carolina. So I'm not going to overpay for Jameson Williams because we do have options already. But Leo Chenal is a perfect fit for us, so he hopefully will choose us. And oh, I'm heartbroken. Unless the Madden's just, I think it's glitching. Please tell me he signed. It's not glitching, guys. It's not glitching. He did not choose us, or did he? Wait. Targeted. Where is he? We gave him all the money we could and he didn't choose us. Dude, what is more is a man to do? Christian Watson, James Williams both gone as well. Just absolutely devastating and brutal. There's no other way to paint it, honestly. So unfortunate. We could sign Kayvon Thibodeau, which I think I'm going to do. Obviously, he's not going to play linebacker for us, but he's going to be moved down to the edge. So I'm going to bring him in. Not going to play linebacker, but damn, am I devastated by not getting Leo Chenal. I thought we were going to land him based off that offer I made to him, but damn, he said no. All right, well, we may not even get Thibodeau because there is quite a few offers on him, and no. We strike out. And again, not a whole lot of good free agents to be excited about, but man, oh man, we're going to have to just draft well again, so that's what we're going to have to do because free agency class wasn't good. Leo Chenal, really could have used you, man. Really could have used you. Now, one thing I didn't really think about going into this draft class with the #1 overall pick, we actually have the ability to draft Jeremiah Smith, which is actually really awesome because he would probably, I would have to assume, upgrade our offense quite well. Now, he's not sitting here at the moment in the top 5 selection, but should be here somewhere. So here he is, Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State wide receiver. Obviously, we know how damn good he is already in college. And we don't necessarily need a wide receiver, but this guy is just way too talented to pass on. And we tried to get Jameson Williams, but Jeremiah Smith, to me, is a no-brainer. I could trade this pick, which I did think about, but once I realized we could take Jeremiah Smith, I said, no, we got to take the talent. So Jeremiah Smith should make an immediate impact on this offense, and you just can't pass on that. So Drew Alder's going to have himself quite a weapon. And now for round 2, this is where we could really use a... Well, we'll have to see. So there's a quarterback still available, but we're not going that route. So we have a D tackle. We have a corner. We have a couple of other options here. We have a linebacker, Damon Wilson. And then we have Josiah Trotter out of Missouri. So I think I've heard good things about this guy before. A-zone, A pursuit. Speed is great. And he's got a man. I'm taking Josiah Trotter. We really need somebody at this linebacker position. So number 70 in true value, hidden dev, 84 speed, linebacker, still going to start there regardless. And now let's go to round 3. But hopefully with Jeremiah Smith, our offense just becomes absolutely unstoppable. And I guess we didn't have a round 3 pick, so I guess I'll just be taking in round 4. So, although, just kidding, we should have had a round 3 pick. I should have corrected it. But whatever, it's too late now. So we got Jaden Greathouse. We're not taking another wide receiver. Jackson Howard out of Minnesota, or there's a D tackle for depth, and we're probably not going to get anything fantastic here. So the Clemson D tackle, who's got A finesse moves, B power moves, and B block shedding, will be the pick. He's wearing green, or I guess his last name is Green, and he'll be wearing green, so welcome to the Jets. All right, I will see you guys with the lineup going into year 3, but man, we need to come back from a lot. We've been a 2-15 team twice in a row. We'll see if things will finally change for us. So looking at this team, we're an 86 overall with an 87 offense. So we have to assume our offense could be really good this year with the expectation of, or the addition of Jeremiah Smith, who's an 85 overall out of the gate. We also didn't sign a guard because Madden did us a favor by drafting us a guard last year, and he is star dev, so we'll take him. Aller 82 overall, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Jeremiah Smith. You still have Bernard as well, Taylor. I mean, this should be a good offense in theory. Defensively, we added Trotter, who's going to be an immediate starter for us. We also have Fanu in the depth charts as well. Stevens, Michael Carter, Thomas. So I don't know. There's a lot to like here, but I think I'm going to change the defensive scheme because our defense has been really horrible throughout the video today. So I'm going to change this to Buffalo's playbook because their defense usually does pretty good. So we're going to run with that. I think I'm going to keep the offense the way it is. We're going to keep it. I guess we're going to go to vertical zone run, and we're going to just hope and pray that we finally go away from going 2-15. That's just been brutal to look at. Elijah Moore will continue to be the slot wider. Actually, I'm going to give Bernard this role. So we're going to give Bernard this role. So Elijah Moore might hit the bench, which I feel bad about, but Bernard is just someone with star dev, so I want to get him involved. So let's simulate year 3 with the hopes that we finally break away from the 2-15 curse and at least be better than that. But I would love to make the playoffs as well. I just don't know if we're there yet. We'll see. Would you look at that? At the end of year 3, we go from 2-15 2 seasons in a row to 12-5. Awesome stuff. So very excited about that. It probably helps running the Bengals playbook, like I said. But Sauce Gardner with 6 interceptions to lead the league. He is tied with Mosley and Jalen Johnson, probably others as well. But let's take a look at the stats. So offensively, we were 10th in the NFL. So finally, our offense was good. Defensively, I have to hope we were better too. Defensively, 13th in the NFL. So much better than 32nd twice in a row. Drew Aller with 32-9. You had Breece Hall with 13 touchdowns, finally cracking 1,000 yards for us. Bernard, Jeremiah Smith, and Garrett Wilson were all great. Bernard had 18 touchdowns, so he should be going up to superstar dev. I assume Jeremiah Smith is probably X Factor if I had to guess. No, he's only superstar. Okay. Bernard should be hitting a new dev trait. I don't know if it maybe already hit, but based off the season he just had, I assume he'll be superstar in the offseason. Garrett Wilson, as we know, is ready. And then Mason Taylor with 400 yards and 3 touchdowns as well. Sacks wise, wow, look at that. We had 14 from Will McDonald, so 5th-year option looks like it paid out well. And then 13 from Quinn Williams, 5.5 from Jermaine Johnson, 1 from Tart, and he had 6 interceptions from Garner, 4 from Williams, 2 from Stevens, 1 from Sherwood, 1 from Cisco, 1 from Adams, and 1 from Azir Thomas. But all that matters is hopefully going far in these playoffs because we clearly have the team to go far. The Raiders have a good team as well that's in front of us, so we'll see how this goes. So it looks like Geno Smith is no longer the starting quarterback for the Raiders, but obviously, as we know, they have Ashton Jeanty as their running back, so we'll have to do a rebuild on them here soon as they're up 3-0 to start things off, but we'll go up 7-3, so good start. Can our offense keep humming? Interception from Brandon Stevens. We're up 14-3 just like that, but we can't rule out the Raiders getting back in this game. We have the ball after half. If we score here, we could really put this game out of reach, but instead we'll allow the Raiders to kick another field goal. So there's 4 minutes left in the game, 14-9. Let's go put a touchdown drive here to put the game away. And we will do just that, 9-7. Actually, they had a chance to tie it, but they do not. 17-9 victory in wildcard weekend. And just like that, Drew Aller's first start in the playoffs ends up in a win. Who are we playing against? It was Dante Moore, which I don't know much about, but he was clearly the quarterback for the Raiders. So we're moving on to divisional weekend, which is awesome. But now we get to play our divisional foe, the Buffalo Bills, in divisional round. And I just watched a clip of Brandon Beane, their GM. I believe that's how you say his name. Got really mad at a Bills radio talking about wide receivers or something. And yeah, he wasn't having it. You guys probably have seen that clip. But Drew Aller versus Josh Allen in MetLife as the Bills will get stopped on a missed field goal. We have the ball, and we will not do anything with it, but the Bills will score the first touchdown of the game. It looked like we're on our way to score, but instead they do not. So it's 7-0 still to this point. We go tie it. There's a minute 32 left in the game, and we are in position to hopefully tie this game because we've had plenty of opportunities. We just have not made it happen. So Bills defense is locking us up so far. So let me see if I can't change that. Nice run to start this drive from Breece Hall. 2nd and 3. So let's continue to rely on Breece Hall here for a second. And we'll see if we can't get them with... Ooh, nice spin move to get the first down. The 1st and 10. Let's run it one more time. And then I think I'm going to hit them with some play action to see if we'd catch them off guard. Don't know if we would, but it's worth a shot. So we'll go shotgun here again. And we'll go run play. Although Breece Hall is getting some good blocks here. So 35 seconds left. 1st and 10. But we're going to bring out some play action and see what they do with this. And if they are ready for it. So play action... we're going to go play action cross. So play action cross. We're going to see if they're ready for the play action movement. So Jeremiah Smith might have something underneath if they're not ready for it. There's plenty of time at our disposal. Smith is going to get a gap, and he is going to gain a nice chunk. And we have an interception on the day for Drew Aller. And we're going to the 4th quarter. So Drew Aller has thrown a brutal pick. But other than that, we're still in the game with our defense playing well, only allowing 1 touchdown in the game thus far. We're going to toss this to the other side, but we also might change this up. I go play action power here again. So Mason Taylor might have to be the guy getting the ball here. He is open. So Mason Taylor, nice. Might even be able to get down to the end zone. We are inside the 10. 91 yards left. Or sorry, 91 yards for Drew Aller. And now we just need to get in the end zone. I prefer to score quickly because I want to have some time to hopefully get the ball back if the Bills respond quickly. So we're not going to go for 2 or anything. So we're going to do play action again. It's really working for them for us right now. Breece Hall is going to be open. He's going to get inside the 5 on the 2-yard line. And I think we just go ahead and try to ram this in with Mr. Breece Hall to get inside the end zone to tie this bad boy if we can. So can we get in? Yes, we can. Nice. Let's kick the extra point, tie the game, and the Bills will not respond, and we will 7-14, and we get a stop on defense, and that is all she wrote. So 17-7 victory in divisional round. We're moving on to the AFC Championship. So what a drive we executed to get us here, and we get another score on top of that. A comeback that was only a 7-0 comeback, but still a comeback nonetheless. I will see you guys in the AFC Championship. And now for the AFC Championship game as we get to play Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. So let's see if we have what it takes to take them out as we start off with the ball. And we will do nothing, throw an interception, it looks like. But thankfully we get a stop on defense. Easier to lock in Drew Aller. We can't be throwing picks in the biggest game as we go up 7-0. But they may have returned on the kick. I don't know how they scored so quickly, but they did. It's a tied game again of 1:49 left in the second quarter. But we'll respond 14-7. Ravens get the ball at half, and they missed the extra point, funny enough. We score here, no. And they will take the lead 14-21. So 1:36 left on the game clock. We had a chance to, put this game out of reach, but now we have 1:36 left to get back in it. So here goes nothing. So let's go ahead and see if we can start off with a screenplay to Breece Hall, get the ball off. We'll get a first down, close to a first down, 2nd and 1. We do have all 3 timeouts at our disposal, which is also good. So at least we have that. I'm going to throw Bernard early, and he did get hit right away. They brought some pressure off to the left side, so I just tried to get rid of it super quickly. Fortunately, did not make that completion go through. Okay, so 3rd and 1, need 1 yard for a first down. They bring some pressure again, but thankfully on the run we get Bernard, and we'll be inside Ravens territory. So a nice throw on the run by Drew Aller. Great catch as well, not to mention. So 50 seconds left. I'm going to keep the clock moving because you guys already know what type of time we're on. They leave Mason Taylor wide open. Going to be inside the red zone, and that will be 41 seconds left, 24 seconds. But let's keep this clock moving. I'm going to try to score with no time remaining. They're going to leave. Oh, just kidding. We have Drew Aller who's going to get out of bounds. I'm going to call timeout just in case we didn't get out of bounds because I'm not trying to let Madden just simulate the clock on me if I didn't. All right, so 16 seconds left in the game. Just need to get in the end zone. Should be easy enough, but let's see how it goes. Red zone up. Let's see if they allow anybody to get open here. I'm going to get sacked. We're going to have to call our second timeout, 3rd and 10. I didn't really like that play call. Probably should have ran away from that. All right. Let's try this again. Y sail. So we push ourselves further out of reach. I'm going to go double slants here, though. So let's see if they leave anybody open. Think it's going to get us. Oh, my gosh. What a catch. Okay, so we're 4th and inches right now. And we got to throw this in the end zone. Because if we run the ball, we run out of time. Oh, boy. This is going to be a very, very interesting. But I think we go slant stick, right? Oh, boy. This is going to be crazy. This to tie the game or whatever we decide to do. I'm nervous, guys. I'm super nervous right now. Please get open, one of you guys. I think they left right wide open. Please make the play. He does. He hangs on with contact as well. But you guys know what we're about to do. We're going for 2. Let's go for 2. And let's see if we can end the game on a 2-point conversion. So the Ravens have no... Oh, my gosh. They're going to leave Bernard just... Well, I guess someone's coming over there now. Okay, let's see what happens. Taylor's left wide open. Taylor makes the play, 22-21. 4 seconds left in the game clock. Let's just kick this down the middle, squib it or whatever we got to do. Actually, let's deep kick it. And let's just, this should be a win for us. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Okay, so this is going to be a touchback, unfortunately. So 4 seconds left. Now, obviously, they need a field goal. So as long as we don't commit a, obviously, PI, we should win the game. So let's see if we can't just get to Lamar. So I'm going to bring Williams and just try to get pressure on him. He actually threw that to Sauce Gardner, which is weird. There's 1 second left. So again, they're in a position where they need a field goal. So let's just not get a pass interference called on us, and we should be golden. All right, Derrick Henry is going to be my coverage job. But again, I'm just going to try to get to Lamar. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I don't know why that was the throw that Lamar Jackson made. There was not enough time for that. And that is all she wrote. We take down the Ravens in the AFC Championship after that crazy drive we just made happen. Let's go see who's in front of us in the Super Bowl. Will it be the Eagles? Battle the green teams. We shall see. It's actually not going to be the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Instead, it's the team we actually did a rebuild on yesterday, the Chicago Bears. So let's see if we can't take out the Bears and get ourselves a ring here. And they will start off with a field goal lead, but we will... Oh, it looked like we're about to score there, but we don't. We score here, though. 7-3. The Bears will kick another field goal and have the ball at half. Okay, we have the lead still at this point. We threw a brutal interception. We'll get a field goal. So field goal so far. So it's 1:59 left in the game with 2 minutes remaining. So let's see if we can't get ourselves in field goal range and we can win the game on a field goal. So I'm going to start off with a run because we have plenty of time on our disposal right now. So not a whole lot there. 59 yards on the day from Breece Hall. But I'm going to probably keep the run game, super involved here. So let's see if we can't make something happen here. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was dangerous, but thankfully I was able to have him sit inside. Elijah Moore with a beautiful catch, and we're already close to field goal range. So let's run the ball here again. And not going to be a whole lot gained there. The Bears will call their timeout. So if the Bears want to start burning their timeouts, that is totally fine with me. So they can't ice us when we go up for this hopeful game-winning walk-off field goal. So we still have all three. Okay, not going to be a whole lot there. So they're going to call their second timeout. 3rd and 5. So this time, we got to throw this bad boy because we need a first down. Because we're not really that close to field goal range. Well, we're on the cusps of it, but I don't even know who our kicker is. And thankfully, Bernard... Oh, he drops it. 4th and 5. 50-yarder to take the lead right now. Do we trust ourselves or do we go for it? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for this. We have plenty of zig routes. Zig routes usually are awesome to use. So 4th down and 5. I just don't trust our kicker at this moment. I'm going Mason Taylor. He has what it takes. I'm going to get down, though. I do not want to score on that. I think I could have taken that to the end zone, but obviously you guys know I'm looking to take this clock off and burn this all the way down so we can just kick the field goal to win here. So not going to be a whole lot there. So 2nd to go on the 8. So let's just probably run this one more time, I assume. And we'll be in the position to just kick the game winner to win the game and be Super Bowl champions. So 36 seconds left on the game clock. We also could just run the ball in. I don't hate the idea of that. So I'm going to make this one last play happen, and then we'll just kick the field goal and take a 1-point lead. And they have no timeouts remaining, so they should be in a really bad spot. All right, so that should be it. We'll be inside the 5. Not going to call another play here. We're just going to call a timeout with 15 seconds remaining, and we will kick off the game-winning field goal to win the Super Bowl 13-12 if we knock it in. But inside the 4, a lot would have to go wrong for us not to make this bad boy. So 2 seconds left. Call the field goal, and let's make it happen. All right, field goal, 21 yards to win the Super Bowl. Again, a lot would have to go wrong here for me to choke this. No icing, and that is going to be all she wrote. 13-12 victory to beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. And that is another beautiful way to end off another new look rebuild. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We went from 2-15 twice in a row to 12-5 Super Bowl champions. Thank y'all for watching. Comment down below the next team you guys want to see. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.